Welcome again. It's Dadhichi here with the horoscope for this month. It's probably a bit bright to look at. I know it's been a while. I've been travelling again as usual. But I want to have a look at a couple of very important conjunctions for each of the 12 signs this month. For Aries, we look at Uranus and Jupiter. Just there on the 29th to the 2nd degree of Aries. So this is an important aspect that's being formed, which can give some rather sudden good fortune or twist of events that will be rather pleasant indeed. The problem you've got, however, is over here in the western part of the horoscope, the planets Mars, Venus and Saturn. So the relationship part of your life could be going through some rather interesting turmoil, some additional responsibilities and that sort of thing. Taurus, that Saturn-Venus conjunction also relates to you because it's your ruling planet. So there could be some problems, some relationship struggles that you're going through. But also this is occurring in your zone of work. So maybe some of the problems you're having there could also relate to workplace issues, some of your co-workers and that type of thing. Fortunately, some of these aspects are passing, particularly the conjunction of Mars and Saturn right now. That would have shown for most of us really a rather frustrating period recently. And also, of course, I did make some predictions about some rather terrible sort of natural disasters. I'm still waiting to see what's going to eventuate there, particularly in the US region, because I think I mentioned the end of August on that. But here we have seen some devastating effects, the flooding in Pakistan, for example, and some of the mudslides in China. Not good stuff, but fortunately this Mars-Saturn aspect is passing. Gemini, we'll get to you now. The combination of Mars, Venus and Saturn for you occurs in the zone of love affairs and creativity. That could stifle you a little bit, or for some of you out there who aren't averse to meeting older people, Saturn has rulership over older members of the human race, and in particular the opposite sex. So this could be a period when you probably feel a bit more comfortable with older people, or indeed some of the relationships you're going through now don't seem quite as creative or I suppose fulfilling. So you need to open up the lines of communication more with that significant other in your life. For Cancer, we see the Uranus-Jupiter conjunction is happening in your professional area. Again, there could be some sudden opportunity for you to change direction just now. Jupiter is considered a good planet according to Western astrology, transiting through the area of your professional life. That's only a recent development, and Uranus yet hasn't quite hit that part of the zodiac. Interestingly, and I didn't mention this earlier, that the planets Uranus and Jupiter are in retrogression, as are Neptune and Pluto. And so that's pretty significant just now. And for you, Cancer, this could be that even though I've mentioned some opportunity in your work, it's likely with retrogression that some of the events could be held off for a while. It's like a backtracking over certain information or getting more of an understanding of that position before you run headlong into it. So just be patient with that, but definitely some good things happening for you in that area over the coming months. Leo, we see the, excuse me, my celestial mug, the position of the Sun in your Sun sign now, you're having the solar return. So that activates your sense of self. But you do have this opposition to Neptune, that other planet that I said was in retrogression. This can sometimes show some confusion, not just over your own identity or your self-image, but possibly relating to the public in general, just how you're seen generally, and more specifically in any sort of relationship, especially if you're married. That could show that you're going through some, I suppose, shift in the way you identify yourself in that relationship. Fortunately, the Sun is a pretty quick-moving planet, so that should pretty much move out within the next week or two, so don't worry too much about that. Your focus shortly is going to be on money, particularly through September. I see a lot of stuff happening there. Mercury is there right now for you, so you should be working on scheming and developing some new interests in your work, especially with the current sextile from the Moon to Mercury. We'll see you devising some ingenious schemes, a lot of imagination there over finances and material resources. Virgo, for you, the position of Mercury there, as I've just mentioned, is pretty powerful. Unfortunately for you, the placements of Mars and Saturn in your finance sector have not been good. Venus there is now adding some relief just recently, but I think you've been very, very frustrated. Possibly you haven't been earning the money you'd like. Perhaps you've been shortchanged in some way through your work. And you may have to deal with people who are not really amenable to your requests just now. So you need to devise some new strategies and use a little bit of diplomacy to get what you want. Libra, this is interesting. You're probably withholding a lot of anger at the moment to someone. You've got that Mars and Saturn and Venus in your sun sign just now. And with the entry of Saturn into your sun sign, this would indicate, especially now for the next couple of years, a very, very important cycle for you where you have to assume some additional responsibilities. Now, I think that can work for you, especially because you've got the relieving influence of Jupiter in the opposite part of the heavens. And what that means is that if you assume this responsibility with a really, really positive can-do attitude, then Jupiter's going to bless you and you're going to receive some really great accolades. And also, I suppose, the approval of the public, particularly if you're in such jobs as public relations, sales, marketing, advertising, that sort of thing. These are usually good planetary aspects for you. We've got about 3 minutes to get through this on a 10-minute video. Scorpio, we see that the situation for you is very, very good. Brand new opportunities in your relationships are opening up for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Jupiter in the 6th house shows that if you've been struggling in your own work and maybe treading water and not getting the results that you'd like, Jupiter, when it moves forward over this next few months, is going to start to give you finally a breakthrough in those areas that you've been obstructed in. Sagittarius, interestingly, you have an opportunity to shift your home or to do something radically transformative in your home life just now. With Jupiter in the 5th house for you, that's your ruling planet, retrograde, some creative enterprise that you want to move forward with will also be put on the back burner, but certainly do some work on your living space now, and that's going to help enhance your mental and your creative aptitude. Capricorn, the placement of your ruling planet, Saturn in the 10th house, that's excellent, especially with Venus. This is a very, very powerful combination for gaining success. Slow, steady, hard work gives you the results that you want just now. And of course, too, with Mars in the 10th house, you've got a lot of, I suppose, powerful physical energy and drive to help you achieve what you want. Aquarius, just now there's some unusual stuff going on in your spiritual sector. The 12th house of your horoscope, you've got Pluto and also the North Node, and that's aspected by the South Node in the opposite side of the Zodiac. So a lot of inward transformations are going on. Possibly people that know you aren't even aware of this. This is a very quiet or secretive part of the horoscope, and this should generate some powerful new insights for you over this coming period. And finally, Pisces, you have shortly the entrance of Neptune into your sign over the next couple of years or so, and this would mean a whole new cycle commencing for you. And right now, too, some of the fluctuations in your professional life and your financial arena are about to take a turn for the better. Jupiter's just entered into your finance sector, so increased income is likely, and that's a great thing. Look forward to having your company here again. In the meanwhile, join my website, www.astrology.com.au for more, and look after yourselves. Bye for now.